Hello everybody, welcome to Tower of God episode 6 anime review. We're halfway done, but it really doesn't feel like it. It feels like we're halfway through a prologue, honestly, which is kind of wild. I actually hope, I know we're only at halfway, like I said. Hope they make more of this. Hope they don't just pack it in after one season. Really want to make more. But no, this episode, it was another good one, you know? Feel like now we've got everyone involved. There's a huge group of people. We went to school. School's cool. Didn't see that coming, to be honest. It's not school per se. It's like special school. Don't know how to describe it. It's like they're learning what their roles are, essentially. It's pretty interesting. We got introduced to, well, there's a few more interesting characters all over the place that I'm sure will definitely become important later. So I better learn their names. That's definitely a thing I need to do. But yeah, it was good. Kun's still awesome. He's still my favourite, I think. Although, Endorsi's pretty cool, isn't she? Yeah, she is. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see how it all went down and everything. Let's do this. We open up with a little flashback to long-haired Bam and Rachel looking up at the sky. And by the sky, I mean a boulder. They're talking about the stars above their bouldery home a little bit. And, you know, that's whatever, it's fine. It's not too interesting, personally. More interesting is Rachel talking to Kun, basically saying, "Tell Bam I'm not me." And Kun's like, "You want me to lie?" Lie? Kun would never lie. He would definitely lie. And basically, yeah, she says something about, "Hey, we're going to become each other's weaknesses if we work together." And Kun he's like, "Nope, he'd just become yours." And it's like, oh, you know, she's only thinking about herself. Kun can see that because obviously he's a victim of it, and you know, with that woman whose name I've already forgotten the name of. That's a good sign. But yeah, no, it's good. Kun is the best bro. He's like, I'm not gonna let my bro Bam go through any of that ever, you know, like I did. So you know, I'm gonna keep you away from him, not because you asked me to, but basically because I don't like you, I don't trust you, and I'm on Team Kun here. Don't trust Rachel. She's very untrustworthy, I bet. But meanwhile, with the others, there's this little opening few bits there. We're all over the place a little bit. Anak, remember her? She's got the Black March now. She goes to Shibisu because we won't talk to her because she's a lady. And then it electrocutes Shibisu because he's not handsome. So there's that, I guess. Meanwhile, brown-haired girl, who we later learn they're there. Easy words, they're fun. We later learn is Endorsi, other stuff with that too. She says basically, hey, that used to belong to Yuri and everything. Basically just telling her stuff we already know, which is good. Kun, as I said, Kun doesn't want Bam near Rachel or Rachel near Bam. Probably that second one makes more sense. Bam wakes up, hooray, he, you know. I missed Tsundere Rack, I've just remembered. Yeah, Rack was like, it's not like I care or anything, backer. It was pretty funny because he's like a dinosaur with a giant spear. But he's a tsundere. And he likes chocolate bars. How'd they come up with that? That's pretty genius. Anyway, Bam wakes up. Kun explains what's happened. Basically, he's like, hey, yeah, we have to go to school now. We got different roles. Basically, sort of like classes. You know, you got your sword fighter man, which was called a fisherman, which makes sense, I guess. Fishing and sword fighting, they're pretty similar in some aspects. I can't think of any, so you know, there's that. Basically, yeah, they've got special names. I didn't write them down. Probably should have. Basically, there's 5 of them. Bam turns out he's like the not data control. He's like the mastermind guy. I forgot, like the director. I've forgotten. Tactician. That's the word I'm looking for. Is tactician. He's sort of like one of them. So that's good. So his class doesn't start till later, so he won't get disqualified. Whether or not that was literally just luck or whether they were like, yeah, no, we can't. We saw that big explosion he made. We gotta keep an eye on this. We can't get rid of him. So maybe they made some adjustments for that. I could be wrong though. I could just be seeing way too deep into it than it actually is. Kun tells him it wasn't Rachel, and he's like, oh, Bam. If Bam believes him, he's an idiot, you know. I'd like to think he doesn't. Oh, he got some new clothes as well. That's another important thing. He looks like a badass now. So I think he looks cool in his new clothes. Don't know if that's just me. And then later on, he stops in front of her room. She's got a fake name, sorry. It was like Michelle Light or something. Something like that. I think that was what it was. Yeah, but he doesn't go in. He's like about to knock on the door, but then he's like, nah, I can't do that. Because, I mean, I like to think Bam knows it's her. But, you know, he's just playing along, so to speak. He's like, well, she doesn't want to see me. More on that in just a second. But, yeah, this first bit was sort of, here's what everyone's doing now. And the second bit was sort of more of that. The big stuff for me didn't really come till the very end of the episode, but damn, it got big. But let's get to the more people class school battle fun stuff, yeah. One day, in the school cafeteria, I'm going to keep saying it, Kun is, he basically says to Bam, he's like, hey, if it was Rachel, she obviously doesn't want to see you, so you should get stronger. And Bam is like, okay, I'll do that. Okay, let's keep climbing the tower and get stronger and everything. So Kun is essentially relit the motivation for Bam to climb the tower and get stronger, while also sort of lying, well, no, he's more telling the truth now than lying. No, actually, no, this is completely telling the truth. He's like, hey, she thinks you'll be at one of her weaknesses, so, you know, he gets stronger, so you won't be a burden. Sort of the thinking I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's a good plan, even though I don't trust Rachel for anything. I don't know what it is. If she turns out to be like the nicest person, you know, then I'll be... I mean, I feel like there's stuff we don't know about her a lot. Like, all we really know is Bam knows her, and she wants to see the stars. And the reason for that is probably because we're primarily through Bam's point of view, so he doesn't know more than that, really. So what? We don't know more than that either. Makes sense. But damn it, I want to know. Bam and the others then, and by the others I mean the other people in his class, there is a solid 5 or 6 people in his class. There is the black-haired little girl. There is the sleepy guy. There is the red-haired girl who only has one eye now because Bam destroyed her eye. There is... I wrote this guy's name down, hang on. Ho! Who, first when I read his name, I read it as Ho. But that's very inappropriate, so it's probably Ho. Even if Ho's way easier to say and a little bit funnier, to be honest. Bam makes a contract with this administrator, big lizard thing. It says 2F, I think, on his thing, his orb. I forgot what they're called. Pocket orb thing. So it's like that, yeah. So he's made a contract with a giant 2F lizard. Would have liked them to explain that a little bit more, but I'm sure it'll come. It's actually been pretty good at gradually explaining things. So even if I've got questions, I am fairly confident that they will be answered. Anyway, yeah, Bam was knackered, basically, and then later on, he was putting on a brave front, but then when he's in his room alone, he's like, bloody hell, I'm exhausted, and he's like damn near passed out on his feet. So, I'm going to assume is not a strong guy, or not naturally gifted. Later on as well, we see a bit where they're like practicing their water stuff. I've forgotten the name of it. Not thingy, you know. Shinzu, that's the one. There's a lot of terms for this show. Forgive me if I stutter when I'm trying to remember them. So Shinzu, Bam's got like a massive orb, and then he's got like a little orb, and he's like, oh man, I wish I could do a big orb. So I guess maybe that's going to come into play, some sort of inferiority complex type thing. Maybe we'll just ask Bam to teach him, and Bam won't really know how to teach him, because he's like, I'm just doing it. Maybe I'm going way ahead now, see? Introduce a character, I'm already thinking of stuff they can do. Rak left to train, because his thing was spear throwing, and he got to hit a thing from a really big distance, and this guy next to him did it, but then he's like, I must go, I need to go train my throwing of the spear, so he goes off to do that, I guess. Hats and Shibisu come to their room, not Rak, the other two, Kun and Bam. There's a lot of characters already, which is a little bit concerning, but they do stand out fine, so I'm not too concerned, and I feel like they're all going to be a big deal eventually. Like, I feel like they're going to join together at some point. Maybe not this season. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But yeah, them two, Hats and Shibisu, show up. Later on we find out because they want to be friends. More on that in a sec. Then, very interesting, this part. I wasn't quite sure what to make it. So Rachel is like sleeping. She's dreaming. And that's it. That's the interesting part. No. She has this like vision, which I thought she was dreaming of a vision she had in the past, but it might just have been a dream. It's Bam. He's got his long hair, so it's from back then. But Bam, and then the silhouettes of like all his friends show up. Like Rack's there, Kun's there. There's probably other characters there. I didn't like pause and look to see who exactly, the silhouettes were. But I'm assuming it's most of the characters that we've met so far. There might be some we haven't met yet in there probably, but Kun and Rack were definitely there at the front with him. Probably more as well. So that's weird. Don't know what that means. Maybe she thinks Bam's gonna like abandon her, so she's gonna climb the tower, and that's why she's killing everyone. Is so that Bam has no other friends? I'm really spitballing here. I don't think that's it at all. But, it could be it. She could just be really not want to lose Bam. So she's going to kill everyone. I don't think that's it at all. I don't think... I have no idea, basically. But, yeah, after that, everyone's eating lunch together. Hey, they're all friends now. It's literally just turned into a school anime, and I hate it. And I love it. I love it and I hate it. It's just really weird. Didn't see it going that way. They're all eating lunch together. The brown-haired girl, as I said earlier, is Endorsi. Scout's test, which was one of the classes, forgot what they're called, was they got to make 9 friends, basically, which is weird. Why would scouts need to make friends unless they're, like, inside men and you've got to spy and report back to your old men? Maybe that too. But yeah, they've got to make friends, so that's what they're doing, basically. And it's basically this table is just through. It's Bam and everyone who's been slightly friendly to it. So that's that. They're all friends. Then Dorsey goes to sit with them for a bit. Anak shows up. Also, before this, there's a funny bit with Hats and Kun. Hats doesn't like Kun's earrings. They don't like each other. I get the feeling they're going to team up at some point, and they're going to be like completely badass and wrecking everyone, but they're going to be disagreeing and arguing with each other the whole time. Could definitely see that happening. The others learn that Endorsi is a princess of Jihad. Forgot if we've been told about that or not. I kind of assumed she were, because she knows about Anak. We then learn princesses are recruited and everything. Anak is like, no, you're not having the bloody Black March back. Piss off. Bam. It's mine now. I can't do nothing with it, but it's mine. She's going to collect them all and absorb them and then turn into like a Megazord. Probably not. On to some actual action this episode, which, hey, a lot of stuff happened. So they're playing a poking game, and by poking I mean they've got to knock each other off these giant platforms down a hole where they won't die, but they will probably break most of the bones in their body, and, wish they did. So, that's a pretty dangerous game. Wouldn't recommend kids. Don't try this at home. But yeah, Anak goes right for Endorsi, and those are the only 2 people in this fight that matter. There are probably other people about, but who cares about them? Anak goes right for Endorsi. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Kun is, I guess he's like a hacker type dude. So he's on a computer and he's looking up information on everyone. Rachel is also on a computer, in a different computer, in a different room, very important to thing. He's looking up info on everyone. Rack passed his spear test. Good job, Rack. Rachel and Bam. There's not a lot of information on them because they're from the lower world, I guess. I have no idea. And also, it turns out Anak was already a ranker, which is kind of weird, because it's like, why would she be climbing the tower again? But what's also kind of weird, she's dead. He literally said the line, he was like, she's already dead. And I'm like, it's the line, guys. It's the meme line. He said it. Yeah, no, she's already dead. I was like, what? And so it turns out, Anak and Endorsi are fighting. Endorsi also knows like everything. She's not Anak, she's Anak's orphan daughter. So the real Anak died, and we see a bit of this. They had a nice little house by the lake. It was quite nice, actually. I wouldn't mind living there. It seems pretty peaceful. And then it wasn't. It was on fire. It was not good. Anak, the Anak that we know, not real Anak, Anak's daughter. She'll get a name at some point, or they will just have to keep calling her Anak, one of the two. But yeah, it turns out she reveals, hey, the princesses killed my mum, so now I'm going to kill all the princesses. And I'm like, oh, I like Yuri, and Dorsey's really cool too. Could you not kill them? Could you like kill the specific ones that killed your mum? Like, I like those two. Please? Yeah, there's that. And that's where we end the episode. They're going to have a death match on a giant poles, which I'm sure will probably get interrupted somehow. But there's that. Now it's all out in the open. I have no idea. Maybe Bam will have a talking to us like, hey, you shouldn't do revenge, guys. Revenge isn't good. You should find the truth of what happened and everything. Find out why it happened. Which honestly, I would be like curious to know why it happened. Like the husband got killed. He was like a chef or something, and nobody wants to kill a chef. How are you gonna eat? But yeah, I'm really curious to know about that now. They ended it at a point where I was like, God damn it, you know, I want to know more. I mean, the fact that he just has access to this massive database on everyone, you know, that's pretty broken. You can learn everyone's secrets. You know, that's... You could do some devious things in that. Can you edit it? Is it like Wikipedia? Who knows? It's probably not like Wikipedia. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Really curious about Rachel's vision thing with Bam and his friends. Curious what they're going to do with Anak and Dorsey and their fighting next week. Curious all around. Like, there's a lot of other characters that just showed up, like the redhead eye patch girl. She's cool. She's got a really cool design, so she's probably going to be important at some point. Even if she only had like a couple lines at this point. Bam apologized to her and she was just like, don't worry about it, man. It's cool. Didn't need an eye anyway. Eyes are overrated. Which, no, eyes are pretty rated well, you know. They're pretty good. I'm rambling now. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. Thank you very much. I will see you next week for another episode of this, provided it doesn't get delayed, but I've not read anything about that. I'm going to say it every week and hope it doesn't get delayed. I'm like anti-jinxing myself. See you then. Take care. And bye, guys.